Hello, and thank you for tuning in to this episode of Animals and Ames. My name is Ron Edwards. I'm the Animal Control Supervisor here for the Ames Animal Shelter and Animal Control Program. Our first guest today is a little different creature than we normally see here on the show and have here at the shelter. This is Chester. Chester is a 2-month-old teddy bear hamster. A lot of people think that hamsters are great pets for really small kids, and that's really not the case. An example would be with Chester here. He was purchased from a pet store and probably didn't have a whole lot of handling in the pet store. So he's not really used to human touch, so he will not hesitate to bite if he feels threatened and scared. And you got to imagine how small he is, that little hamster there, when we're coming at him with our big hands. That's pretty scary for him. So he's not mean, he's just really scared. So again, not a pet for everybody. Maybe some older children with a lot of good parent supervision, because he will bite. And again, maybe he just needs to feel more comfortable in a comfortable environment. The shelter environment's always a stressful environment for animals, and they're not sure where they're at and what's happening. But he's a 2-month-old black and white teddy bear hamster. I'd request that potential adopters do a lot of look up a lot of information about having a hamster, the appropriate food to feed them. They do need a lot of exercise. We'd actually recommend getting a larger cage for him. This really isn't an appropriate size cage for Chester. This is what he was sold with in the pet store, but we definitely want to give him a larger environment so he can get the exercise that he needs. He has a wheel there, but it's probably too small for him, so he wants to be friendly, but he's just scared. Again, so please do your research if you're considering adopting Chester. They can make great pets, but they do need to have someone that's dedicated to caring for them the way they should be. So if you're interested in Chester, come on down to the Ames Animal Shelter. We'd be happy to introduce you to him. And our next guest today is Denzel. Denzel was surrendered to us by his owners, unfortunately with 2 other cats here at the shelter. One has been adopted, so we have 2 cats left from that home. They were unable to provide the adequate care for him and his siblings. When they came into us, they weren't in the best of shape. I don't know if you can see here on the camera, but Denzel has had some kind of trauma or eye injury in the past. We did have a vet examine him and determine that it did not cause him any pain or anything. He can't see out of that eye, so he can only just see out of the one eye there. But Denzel is, I know I'm not supposed to have favorites, but he's probably my favorite cat here at the shelter right now. He is just a bundle of love. Loves the petting, loves the attention, as you can see here. There's cameras and there's lights and everything, and all he wants is just to be petted and just get some loving back. So Denzel's about 4 years old. He's a neutered male, beautiful kind of brown tabby markings here. He's a good-sized kitty, but very gentle. He's never used his claws inappropriately. He does have all of his claws. And of course, we want to make sure that it stays that way. Extremely important to us and important to him that he has that. So looking for absolutely an indoor-only home for him, as with all of our cats and even our dogs here at the shelter. You'll meet a dog that we have for adoption today that we're looking for that same indoor environment. So if you're interested in Denzel, again, he's 4 years old. He's already neutered. He's ready to go home. He has lived with multiple cats, so he probably would be fine with another cat. We also have his sibling here too, that if you're interested, we'd be happy to do a 2-for-1 adoption if you took both of the cats and were approved adoption. And our next very energetic guest here today is Java. Java is a female. We're calling her a Staffordshire Terrier mix. We've estimated she's about 10 months old. See, you agree with that? A lot of energy. She is just a lot of puppy here, and just wants to play, wants to love, wants to kiss. She came in as a stray originally and unfortunately did not have any identification. So she didn't have a microchip, no collar, no identification to help us get her back to her people. Very sweet dog. Someone has spent some time with her. She does sit occasionally and behave when she's not trying to play so much. I know. But a very nice dog, would make a great family pet, but really needs some training. And again, there's a lot going on in here with the cameras and the lights, and so she's excited. Plus she's in the cat room, so she's smelling all the kitties too, huh? Aren't you? But just a really sweet dog. I think going to be very popular. We've had a lot of people coming in the shelter that are interested in adopting Java. She has not been spayed yet, but we will make sure that she's spayed before she goes home. But again, a lot of energy here. So she's going to need to get out some of that energy, go running, go jogging with somebody, make sure she goes for a lot of walks, because that energy may turn into destructive behavior where she's chewing on things and stuff. And those are all part of the training process, and you want to make sure that she's not chewing on fingers. But that is a very well-trained dog and a really good example of a bully breed. It's very important that these breeds are trained properly, and all dogs, not just bully breeds, but it's very important as far as the image of these dogs. That can be such wonderful dogs, that they behave properly. They're well introduced with other animals, and behave the way that a good canine citizen should, right? So if you're interested in meeting Java here at the Ames Animal Shelter, come on down. We'd be happy to introduce you to her. She's going to be a bundle of joy for many, many years to come. And thank you for watching this episode of Animals and Ames. We have lots of animals here for adoption. We still have the 2 rabbits that we've shown on previous shows, lots of cats, and just 2 dogs right now. So just 2 dogs here at the shelter for adoption. Come on down and see what we have. There's lots of animals to look at, spend time with, and thank you for all your support, your adoptions, and coming into the shelter.